Hey, a lovely, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Hey, okay. Hey, y'all, it's me, your girl. The glow up is. It's Friday. Tonight, y'all, I gotta be quick because I got a place to be, but I definitely want to make sure that I give y'all an encouraging word on tonight. Y'all, listen, this week has truly been a great week. Like God has really been showing me his peace, his joy. Y'all, oh my God. I just feel so good. Listen, and then I got one of my best friends. She's coming up here to see me this weekend. So I'm excited to see her and spend some time with her this week. But man, God is out here guiding. Y'all, this is what we do at the Glow Up is, right? We grow to glow. Listen, listen, listen. This song just got me hot. This song got me going, girl. Like, ow. Go, go, Toya. Go, Toya. All right, let me stop acting crazy. But it is. It's going to be a lovely day. And the day is not over. It's still going to be a great day because God is just good. This is what he do, right? We grow to glow. Listen, Toya is out here glowing, baby. And I don't know about you, but listen, this is what we do at the Glow Up is, right? We grow to glow, and it's his light that's shining. But anyway, let's get into this episode, y'all. The episode is be a steward, be a good steward, right? Be a good steward. I'm so excited about that because stewardship is important and it's essential. So I wanted to make sure that I made sure that I gave y'all just some understanding of what it is, first of all. So stewardship is the idea that everything a person has is a gift from God and that people should be responsible and grateful managers of those gifts. Okay? Did you hear what I said? So stewardship is the idea that everything a person has is a gift from God and that people should be responsible and grateful managers of those gifts. I love that definition because I'm like, wow, it's real. So the question that I want to ask tonight is, can God trust you with it? Can God trust you with it? Last week we talked about control you, right? We talked about all of those things like, listen, we need to control ourselves. We are only in control of who we are. We can't control another person's reaction. We can't even control a person's growth. We can't do it, but we are in charge of our own growth because God has made us a great steward of us. He made us a great steward over many things, right? And so the reality is that if we can't be a good steward, right, of ourselves and control ourselves, right, and mature and grow through these things, right, then how in the world can God bless us and get us to that next level? So can he trust you with it? Have you been showing God that he can trust you with what he's already given you? Are you taking care of the things that God has given you? Are you taking care of that relationship? Y'all, let's talk about these relationships because last week we got into it a little bit, right? And I invited y'all into my world a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm one of those people, like at the end of the day, listen, this is how we grow. We got to hold each other accountable, right? And so I told y'all last week that I'm one of those people, I don't like to repeat myself. That's a very pet peeve of mine, right? But God is dealing with me with that, right? Even in friendships, relationships, all of that. And I take it all, right, in little spurts. I have to take a bit little spurts because sometimes it can be a bit much for me because I'm like, okay, listen, I know what I said, and I said what I said, and I meant what I said, right? But we also talked about people being able to understand you, right, before you leave the conversation. That means that communication has to be effective. And the only way that we can even think that it can even become effective, right, is if we are actually taking the initiative to make sure that the other person, the receiving party, right, actually understands what we mean before we disperse, before we just go about our business. We can't just assume that a person understands. We can't just assume that a person is reading your mind, right? Because that's not what relationship is. And in order to be a good steward, right, of the relationship, we have to take accountability for the things that we have going on inside of us. Whether or not, if we believe it or not, we all got issues. We all got things that we got to deal with. But at the end of the day, right, everybody got baggage. And we just talked about that just now. We all got issues. However, it is up to you Up to you. It's your choice. It's not God's choice now. God brings people across your path. Let's get that. Let's talk about that too. So I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, but we're gonna put that on pause. But what I'm saying is, right, is that we got to deal with those things that we have, right, that are inside of us. We cannot just go and think that, oh, my stuff don't stink. Yeah, it does, and it stinks real bad. And sometimes we just offer it up right back up to God, and God is like, "Wow!" Imagine if God really took a sniff, right, of all of the sin, all of the things that we don't. Some of the sin that we not even realize that we even do. You get what I'm saying? Like, listen, that thing hit me like a ton of bricks, y'all, this week, and I was just like, "Wow, God!" I said, "You know what, God, you out here guiding, and I'm thankful for that." But at the same time, listen, I want things the way that I want it. And God was like, wait a minute, it don't work like that. I know the plans that I have for you, not the plans that you think that you have for yourself. Listen, you ever heard somebody say, tell God your plan, and he'll probably laugh at you? But it's a beautiful thing when you are in alignment with what it is and you are in agreement with what his will is for your life. And the only way that you can even get to his will, right, is if we give him our true yes, and we can take care of, right, what it is that he's given us even on the inside. So let's talk about this stuff that we got on in the inside, because that's where I was going with this thing. Is that at the end of the day, when we have these relationships and we come across someone, right, who has this baggage and these issues, we get to decide, we get to choose whether or not if we want to stay, whether or not if we decide that we want to have a future with this person, whether or not we want to open our legs up and have kids, like whether or not we want to carry this man's kids, right, whether or not if we even want to be connected to this person at all. And y'all, listen, God has really been telling me, Toy, you are a steward of your peace. You are a steward of your joy. You are in control of all of that. I have given you the gift of joy. I've given you the gift of gentleness. I've given you the gift of patience. It's up to you to take it. It's up to you to show me that you got this thing. Can I trust you with the patience? Can I trust you with the joy? Can I trust you with the peace? Can I trust you to do exactly what it is that I've called you to do? Can I trust you, right, to be who I created you to be? Forget about all of the things that you're not doing. Forget about all of the things that you don't have, right? Are you being a good steward of what I've given you? Y'all, that thing hit me like a ton of bricks. That thing hit me like when I tell y'all, I was sitting in here and I was like, wow. God was like, I've given it to you. I've given you faith. What have you done with the faith that I've given you? Have you multiplied the faith? Right? And we've been talking about this too for a while now. We should be multiplied in our relationship. We should be elevating in our relationship. But a lot of us can't get real with ourselves because we're so focused on the things that God has given us, the gifts, okay, or the gift, right, that God has given us, that we've lost focus on him. And some of us, right, we put ourselves in situations, right, with the gift. And I'm talking about the gift in of relationships. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the gift of relationships. Because the reality is, right, and this is where I was going with this too, is that, and I said, remember I told you I was gonna pause. So I'm gonna just bring this back because so many people, man, and I'm so sick of hearing it. And I'm just like, man, people really believe that God chooses that person. People really out here believe, and I ain't not, I ain't, listen, I truly, 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 you know, I'm one of those people, right, where I believe that God is such a God where he will give us a choice. And not only will he give us a choice, but it's so many different shapes and sizes and looks. And are you tall, you dark, you light? You know, it's so many different varieties out here. So what in the world? Like why can I just don't want to just choose just one, right? But I got to be careful when I do choose this one because I want it to be the right one. And so then we began to ask the question, well, how do I know if this is the right person for me? How do I know if this is really who God has for me? Does this man or does this woman line up with who God is? Okay, I'll wait. Is this person even making any type of effort to seek God? Is this person even making any type of effort to even show you who God is, even in them? That means that they haven't even given their life over to God. So, how in the world can you even trust this man or trust this woman with your heart? Because what you did was you saw it and it looked good, it smelled good, it felt good, so you kept going. And now you got kids, right? With this person, and it didn't work out. You know it's not working, but you still trying to make it work for the kids' sake. Not your sake, but the kids' sake. Now, the thing is, right, and I'm not saying that God can't, because I get that all the time. I get God can fix him. God can do this. God can, yes, God can, right? God definitely can, but God is not going to put his will on you. You have to be able to receive him. If you can't receive him, if that man or that woman ain't trying to receive God and they swear for God, they spiritual. Listen, a person can tell me all day long, I'm spiritual. I'm spiritual. I got a relationship with God. I see the fruit, baby. I see the fruit. I don't see nothing over there. Everything look rotten over there. I don't want to be connected to that. I don't want to be connected to that. And God will give you grace even in spite of your choices. Listen, I done made some wrong choices too. I ain't just saying, what it is, because I chose wrong. Listen, I chose wrong. And literally sitting out here trying to make something work, y'all. Still trying to make something work. Knowing goodness well that I see all of the red flags. Because I done invested some time up in this thing. I'm like, shoot, we gonna make this thing work. I'm trying to change him. I'm trying to make him into what I know that he could be, right? I see all of this great potential, but any person has potential. You can see all the great things, right? But no, you have to really accept the person for who they are now, in the current moment, in the moment that you see them, in the moment that you meet them. Accept them for that. Just that. Accept them for that. Accept them for being exactly who they showing you that they are. Because if we do not accept people for who they are, like, we set our own self up for expectations that aren't even realistic. Because who's to say that they even want to do the work? Who's to say that they even want to actually really be with you? And some of us are just really just delusional because we don't even believe that the person was like this the whole time. Listen, I know what that's like too, because I was around people for years. Okay. And because I love them and because I care for them, listen, this is your emotions. This is your heart. And this is when Solomon says the heart is deceitful. Like, who can know it? Who can understand? The heart is deceitful. Out of the issue flows the heart. Like, he was serious when he said that, because our emotions will have us snatched up and in situations that will mess us up, that can literally alter the will of God for our lives. And it's not to say that God didn't know that you were going to make the choices that you made, but God is out here trying to bless you, right? Because he sees that you are being a good steward with the things that you believe, that you know that he's already given you, and that you're believing God to do, and what you're believing God to give even more to you, right? You're showing him that. But because you're doing all of those great things, here comes the enemy. Here comes the enemy, dressed to impress, smelling good, exactly what it is that you like. Okay, because the enemy knows how to dress it up, honey. The enemy knows not only how to dress it up, but he knows how to make it look good, smell good, and feel good. He's still using the same tactics that he used even with Eve, and we still ain't getting it. And a lot of us ain't getting it because we ain't trying to get it, because we've been so consumed in the sin. We've been doing it for so long that we've made it right. Even when our spirit has already shown us that this is wrong, right? And all of our logic is saying this is wrong. Why are you still here? Why are you still trying to make it work? Why are you still trying? Why are you still doing this? It's because I love him. I love her. I'm still here, right? Sacrificing myself, sacrificing my joy, sacrificing my peace. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna be a good steward of my joy and my peace, and I refuse to let up. I refuse to allow any man or any woman, right? Because I'm talking about friendships too. I'm real mindful of who I connect myself with because listen, Toya can't be out here doing the same things that Toya used to do. And I'm not saying that Toya was off the chain, but I had my moments. I've had my moments, but I'm not who I used to be. It's some things that I'm believing and trusting God for now in 2024 that He's going to do for me, right? And He's setting me up even now. And so, in order for me to receive those things, right, I have to be able to appreciate what He's already given me because if I'm not appreciating even to the joy, y'all, oh my God, even to the peace, y'all, that He's given me, right? That surpasses all understanding. Listen, I'm so thankful and so grateful for it because at the end of the day, y'all, I've been the lost my mind. I've been the lost my mind. If I wasn't a good steward with this thing, because God, I'm like, God, help me even more to be able to elevate. Help me, Lord, even more to be able to trust you. Help me, God, even more to be able to build with you. Help me even to build. Lord, listen, I be around this house just talking to God, and it's just me and God because I'm believing God to do some things for me, even in the supernatural. But if we're not good stewards of the things that God has given us that we can't even physically touch, how in the world do we expect to even receive the things that God has for us in the physical if we can't even begin to receive the things that He's given us on the inside? To even dress up the physical, right? We have to accept the things that's going on inside of us. And I don't know about y'all. Listen, I know what it's like to be hurt. I know what it's like to have your feelings wrapped up in a man, right? And wanting to ensure that he's good, he's straight, and we on track. Okay, let me do a pulse check. Let me make sure and it looks like and it seems like everything is going okay, but not necessarily, right? And this is where the enemy tricks us up, and he tricks us and he trips us up. Is because at the end of the day, if he can't get us right, because we can have so much peace, we can have so much joy in God. We have so much peace and so much joy in God in that moment, right? And in our relationship with God. And then here comes someone, right? That may not even be of God, but because you see some things that you like, you decide that I want to go ahead on and try it out because he'll whisper some sweet nothings in your ear, some things that you needed to be validated on the inside. Okay. Now you stuck and you asking God for help, and God will help you, but then He gets you out of it and then you put yourself right back in it. How we do that, y'all? Listen, I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to me too. Listen, that thing chewed me up this week. It was like, I was like, okay, God, I was so used to hearing God saying we have to be a good steward, right? Of the gifts that He's given us. But I don't think that we look at being a good steward of the fruit of the Spirit. I don't think that we look at it like that. Am I being a good steward of love today? Am I being a good steward of your peace today, God? And your patience today, God, your gentleness, not keeping records of wrongdoing today, God. Ouch. That's a real thing. Listen, if you got a person that's in your life that's literally out here throwing things and throwing stones and putting things in your face, God is already showing you right then and there, honey. That ain't love. God is telling you what love is. In 1 Corinthians 13, He tells us what love is. He's telling us that it's patient. That means that this person should have some patience with you and trying to understand who you are. You see what I'm saying? But if this person ain't even taking the time to try to understand who you are, this person just may be sent from the enemy. Yup, I said it. Dressed up, looking good, all of that. but it's just as demonic. A lot of people are literally sleeping with demonic spirits, and then you wondering why you can't get no sleep at night. Man, listen. I challenge you, man, to be intentional, to be a good steward with the things that God has given you that you can't touch, those things that are internal, those things that God has put above, man, those things that are going to last forever, those things that are eternal, not just external. Man, listen, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the things, y'all, that we can't touch. The real wealth is inside. It does a transformation on the inside first. You have to be internally excited. You have to be internally, like this is an internal thing, and we have to be able to examine ourselves and do the work and be mindful, right? He said, just because I may be a good steward in this area, this person over here may not be, right? Maybe they not. Maybe they good in something else. And maybe they can help you along the way, right? Because that's what we are supposed to be doing. Like when God says it's not fit for man to be alone, he wasn't just talking about just at Eve. He wasn't just talking about her. He was saying that we all need each other. Like you're not an island by yourself. Like you gotta have somebody that's similar to you to be able to do this thing, to be able to do this walk of life, right? We gotta be in this thing together, because if we're not in this thing together, right, and we're not in numbers, the enemy can really decide to defeat us. The enemy can draw us and try and make us do all of these things, right? That we're prone to do based off of habits, based off of past history, because guess what? History repeats itself. And the enemy is counting on you to fall for the same type of man. The enemy is waiting for you to fall for the same type of woman. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you one of those people that just like a pretty face. And he's just like, okay, let me give him a pretty face. Maybe you like a girl with big boobs. Let me give him a girl with big boobs. Or maybe you like the booty. And God like, yeah, the enemy like, yeah, let me see what I can do about that. It's all of these different things, right? Maybe you like the man with the muscles. I mean, maybe you like a tall, dark-skinned man, right? Maybe you like the man that just smell good. Like all of these things, we have to be mindful because they are appeasing to our flesh. But is it appeasing to our spirit? Is it appeasing to our spirit? And that's something that we have to be mindful of, because everything that we're tied to, right? Can God trust us with it? Can God trust you to choose? Can God trust you really to choose your partner? No. Because if he could really trust you to really choose your partner, we wouldn't really have the word. That means that we really wouldn't have a guide, right? We wouldn't have a guide to be able to show us what love really is. So then that way we can begin to apply it internally. We have to take the word, apply it internally. So then once it penetrates our hearts and when it penetrates our minds, our heart and our mind is on one page. And when our heart and our mind, y'all, is on one page, I don't know about y'all, but listen, when my heart and my mind is on one accord, I'm out here really living my best life. And y'all, I can care less about what anybody got to think, say, or do any of it, because I'm thankful for his grace and his mercy, because his grace is so sufficient for our lives. And so y'all, we gotta be real honest with ourselves, man. Can God trust you with being a good steward with the things that he's given you? Not just the things that he's given you physically, but I'm talking about the fruit of the spirit. Can he trust you with his joy? Can he trust you with his peace? Can he trust you with his love? And y'all, some of us need to go back to 1 Corinthians 13 and figure out what love is, because love is not to be confused with lust. Lust is something else. And I'm telling you, it's nothing wrong with you wanting to be attracted to your partner. Nope, it's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is there has to be some substance. There has to be something, because guess what? Anything can happen today or tomorrow. And if that person does not look the way that you thought that they should look, right? That means that anything, you can be let down. Because guess what? It wasn't built on substance. It wasn't built on God's word. God's word is the foundation, man. Listen, if we out here having relationships and we ain't got God in the center of it, we can't pray together. We out here texting each other and we can barely communicate. Listen, that is not of God. I'm sorry to say it. Somebody got to say it. This can't be of God, because you so focused on yourself, and you so focused on what you got going on. And God didn't call you to do that. God said this is a partnership, and I want to elevate it. I want to be a part of it, but you didn't even include me. You didn't even ask me if you could be with this person. You just saw it and decided to just add yourself to it. And you just decided to put God's approval and stamp on it. And God been trying to show you for a long time that this wasn't it. Nope. That friendship that you got with her, or that friendship that you got with him, no, you need to let that friendship go. We need to be mindful, y'all. We need to be good stewards of our friendships, our relationships. We need to be good stewards with our relationship of God. Because guess what, man? Those are the things that count. Those are the things that we need. We got to have it. They are necessities. We got to be a good steward. We should be literally out here appreciating every single gift that God has given us. Do you not understand that every single gift, right, of the fruit of the Spirit, God says you already have it. All you have to do is activate it. If you've given him your life, you already have it. All you got to do is activate it. It's no need for you to be jealous of what this person has or what this person don't have. That person may have worked harder than what you have. You don't know. But if you just stay focused on yourself instead of being worried about all of the things, trying to fix this person, trying to do all this, because guess what? You can't fix them. All you can do is pray for them. And listen, I'm talking to you when I'm talking to me. All you can do is pray for them. Pray for them. Don't talk about them. Pray for them. They need prayer. Prayer. Pray for them. Listen, this is how we grow, though. This is how we grow. We grow to glow, y'all. Y'all already know. If ain't nobody else gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna say what I got to say, right? Because that's what we do here at the Glow Up is. We gotta glow, y'all. But in order for us to do it, we gotta grow. But we can't grow if we're not good stewards of what God has given us. Start paying attention to the things that God has already given you. Start paying attention whether or not if this person has run, if this relationship or this friendship has run its course. Because guess what? God has great for you. God wants the best for you. He wants the best for us. He wants the best for us. And I don't know about y'all, but listen, I'll be by myself forever before I start settling with anything or anybody. I done had people tell me all day long, they like, oh, no, Toya, the perfect person. You looking for the perfect person. That person is not this, and the person is not down. That ain't going to work for you, or this, that. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, now, how in the world you plan on telling me anything? And I think sometimes for me, though, right, is that I give people the benefit of the doubt because they're on the outside and they can see things that I can't see. So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? But at the end of the day, for me, right, I need to see your fruit. You can't tell me nothing if your fruit rotten. But also at the same time, right, what I've also been paying attention to, right, because like I said, they can see things that sometimes I can't see. So I'm appreciative for it, but I'll also pray on it. I'll take it, but I'll pray on it. And I'll ask God to reveal to me. And one thing about God, man, God will reveal a person to you and he will show you exactly who's for you and who ain't for you. And he will take you to a scripture and line that scripture up to that person. And next thing you know, it's like, dang, God, I really didn't want to see that. But God had to show it to me. And he said, look, listen, I need for you to see it. I know you ain't trying to see this in order to receive it, right? But because you've seen it and God has revealed it to you, you're going to be liable for that because he showed it to you. He showed it to you. And a lot of us, man, we keep running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? And God is saying, my grace is sufficient for you. My grace is sufficient for you. My grace is sufficient for you. But we just keep going. We keep going and we keep going in the cycles. And this is what the enemy wants. He wants us to go in cycles, because he learns from our lessons, even when we don't learn from them. We, yeah, us, we mess up, and we don't even see the message in the mess. We just keep on going, but the enemy sees the message in the mess, and he like, oh, okay, so that's what she like, that's what he like, okay. Let me see if I can create something. Let me see if I can get a call. Let me send them that Facebook or in the DMs. Listen, I'm telling you, listen, it's real. It's really real. So we just got to be careful, y'all. We got to be mindful, because being a good steward being a good steward of the things that God has given us, right? Um, it takes a lot of dedication and commitment, because if we're not committed to it, we can't commit to God. What makes you think that we can commit to other people? That I really want this friendship, that I really want this relationship. How many people are out here now talking about that they're spiritual and they don't even know God? Man, be careful with these sheep. Be careful with these wolves in sheep clothing. Be careful, because people are literally out here pretending to be who they think that you want them to be, and they playing the agent. They out here literally playing the agent, y'all. Yes, Sierra, it's not possible. Man, listen, God is out here, God. Life is life, but God is out here, God. And I'm telling you, man, be careful who you connect yourself with. Be careful who you sleep with. Them soul ties is no joke. Listen, I was in a relationship for 5 years. 5 years. And listen, God had to heal me out of that relationship. God had to heal me out of that relationship. Literally heal me out of that relationship, y'all. And I'm saying it because somebody need to hear it on the day. It's a soul tie. Like literally, you be wondering why you be feeling the way that you feeling. And you like, wait a minute, why am I feeling like this? Why do I feel like I'm about to lose my mind? Because of the people that they slept with. Oh yeah. Oh, so you thought that a condom was gonna protect that? Oh no, it's still transfers of energy, baby. It's still transfer of energy. But God says I played the blood over that. So I challenge you. If you want to get rid of these things, man, you got to stay committed. You got to ask God, God, I need your help. And sometimes we just got to be brutally honest with God. God, I need you to take this thing away from me. I need you to take this cup away from me. And God will take it away sometimes. And sometimes he may not, right? Because it's necessary in that moment for us, right? The cup is necessary for us to drink in that moment because of the choices that we make. Some of us just got to reap, right? We all got to reap. We all got to reap what we sow. And that's why I'm saying we have to be good stewards. We got to be good stewards, y'all. We got to be good stewards. But listen, so I'm gonna get up off of here. But I'm excited, man, because I know that God has something great for us. This is not the end for us. We are going to be great stewards of what God has given us. We are going to multiply that joy. We're going to multiply that peace. We're going to be smiling even when things ain't right. You see what I'm saying? Because what we're not gonna do is allow the enemy to think that he can come in anywhere. We're not giving the enemy no more power. Nope, we ain't even gonna say, man, the enemy got me today. The enemy thought that he was gonna. Nope. Even when we say we have, Lord, dang, I'm about to have a bad day. Nope. Just because one thing happened, nope, and we just gonna allow it to trickle down to the rest of our day and deter us. Nope, we're not doing that either. No, because guess what? Joy is eternal, y'all. Happiness is so temporary. And I don't know about y'all. I'm like, God, I don't want no more happiness. I want joy. I want peace. Y'all, listen, so many things, y'all, could have literally upset me this week. And for a moment, I felt like it did, right? And I feel like that's the human part of me, right? That's the human part of us. We all get mad sometimes, and that's okay for you to get mad. But I didn't go crazy. I ain't do none of that, but I just got in my feelings because when you love people and you care about them, you get in your feelings sometimes because you just like, man, you don't need to be feeling like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, I shouldn't be feeling like this. But at the end of the day, what I had to do was I had to give it to God. I literally had to give it to God because God is the one that can fix it. He's the mender of everything. Like I literally had to give God my heart. I had to give God my mind. I had to give him my emotions in that moment because I was like, God, listen, if you don't take these emotions from me, I'm going to stress myself out. And I refuse to stress myself out, y'all. So guess what? Toya took advantage of that peace and Toya took advantage of that joy because God says it's right here. All you got to do is activate it. Every day, I give you new joy, new grace, new mercies every single day. Y'all, we don't even have to take from what we had the day before. This is how good God is. Like, stop beating yourself up over things that you can't control. You can't control it, baby. Let it go. Do all that you can do and then let it go. We got to be good stewards, y'all. We got to make the best decisions that we can. And listen, man, I understand. Again, life be life, but God is still God, and He still reigns. He sits high and looks low. And the beautiful part about God is He can be with you while He would be at the same time. Ain't that beautiful? That's what God does. That's why I say, y'all, we got to get this. We got to tighten our relationships up with God, so then that way we can be good stewards in our relationships with other people. Because some of us, y'all, we need to examine these relationships and these friendships that we got going on, the people that we connected to, because God's trying to elevate us and you trying to take them with you. And God ain't told you to take nobody with you. Sometimes you got to go do this thing alone. And some of us ain't comfortable with being alone. Oh yeah. Ouch. That was an ouch moment for me because listen, I know what it's like to be alone. I even know what it's like to be with somebody and still be alone. Still feel alone. Okay? Not seen, not heard, all of that. Listen. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I'm still here to be able to talk about it. I'm thankful that I'm still able to still have joy and peace and to be able to say that that relationship didn't take me out because it could have. It could have took me out. I could have lost my mind because I felt like my heart was broken or because I felt like it was draining me and because I felt like maybe I'm not enough then. Maybe I don't deserve love because we started to internalize things. But God had to remind me of who I am, honey. And sometimes that's what we do. Yeah, I lost it for a moment. Yeah. But God got me right back on and said, baby, fix that crown. Fix that crown. And you fix that crown and you go about your business. That's the power of God. That's the power of moving on. That's the power of growth. And some of us do not want to take accountability, right? So we can't grow. But this is what we do. We got to take accountability because we got to be great stewards of this growing thing, right? This glow. We got to take control of the glow. We got to glow, but we got to grow. We got to grow first. And the growth spurts don't feel good. But anyway, y'all, I got to go. That's my time for the night. Listen, I'll be back on here, y'all. I'm so thankful, y'all, for y'all support and y'all love, y'all. Oh my God. Um, Man, God is just so good. Thanks, Sierra girl. Yes. Oh, you always catch me at the end. Girl. Oh, I love you back, girl. Oh man. I swear I love y'all. I just love y'all so much, man. And it's amazing because when I'm encouraging y'all, I promise you, y'all are encouraging me as well. And this is a life thing, right? And that's what this thing, that's what the glow up is about. The glow up is literally us growing together, us holding each other accountable, right? And us just being there for each other. Because guess what? You ain't the only one that's going through. You may think it, and sometimes the enemy will try to trick you and make you feel like you are, but I promise you, you ain't. And it's some more things that we got to go through. But guess what? You ain't got to go through it alone, boo. So I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all next week. Okay, all right, y'all. I love y'all. Bye.